Yo, what is up, guys? And we are back for another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, and your boy is finally getting around to posting my step-up summons for the new year. By the way, a very happy new year to all of you. It is January 2nd at the time of this recording, so definitely a day behind here, but that is okay. I do have a lot of videos on the docket, so fear not. So, okay, so what I want to do is I want to just go ahead and go through my summons. I actually had some very, very good summons on the step-up. I was very torn of whether I wanted to summon or not. That's a very good pull right off the rip, man. First multi-LR, I will gladly take that. For, you know, you guaranteed get one in, what, 200 stones, right? So that's pretty damn good. I will gladly take an extra one, right? That's really, really good. So, but I wanted to take this opportunity to kind of just go through my summons with you, let you know how I made out. Again, I made out very well. I'm very happy with my summons here on Global. But I wanted to also use this opportunity to talk about this, I'm just straight up calling it a scandal. A scandal by Scam Die. What a shock. And I have to believe that what's going on Global Dokkan and the Step Up banner, I have to believe that it's just an honest mistake, right? I think that people are maybe under the assumption that there are just, you know, dozens and hundreds of people working for Dokkan. And I don't really necessarily believe that. They probably have a couple, you know, compartmentalized teams. You know, this team is working on animations, this team is working on passives and leader skills, and this team is working on, you know, celebrations and this and that, right? And then there's probably a director, right, on Global and on JP. I think that actually we've seen them many times in the Dokkan now, right, at this point, several times at least. So, well, what's going on? If in case somehow you have not heard, right, somehow if you have not heard, there's been a bit of a, what I'm calling hopefully a mistake in that UI Goku, STR UI Goku, was advertised. He was basically the headliner on this banner. Definitely the most coveted unit, what I'm calling the most coveted unit on Global. He was not available from steps 1 through 4, and then even on step 5, he's only available in slot 10. That's a problem. It's a problem for a number of reasons, and I want to go over a couple of them here. So number one, I think that people are going to say global shaft, and I think that in this particular case, it's a global shaft. I'm sorry, but it just is a global shaft. Considering he came out first on Global, and this game is, you know, they really do seem to care about the timeline of the game, right? They're never probably going to catch these games up. But if you look at the JP side of the game, JP had this guy available. Let's just say you break down the 5 multis of the 5 steps. You break it down into each slot, right? So there are slots 1 through 49 you can pull, and slot 50 you can pull STR UI Goku on JP, where he came out after Global. Now on Global, you could only pull him in slot 50. So of the guaranteed LR step, you can only pull him in that guaranteed slot. That is a problem, because nowhere in the celebration news does it explicitly say that. I've looked and looked and looked for just like a breadcrumb, just something, right? Like I've looked for something, and there is nothing. It's not mentioned at all. He's listed in there with all of the other LRs. And all of the other LRs, except for him, you can pull in slots 1 through 49. So LR Nappa and Vegeta, if you will recall, came out after STR UI Goku. Why not give them that treatment? Again, okay, so getting back to that, the irony in all of this is actually I pulled this guy. So I pulled STR UI Goku, right? And I do apologize for those of you who did not. I guess I'm not going to be sorry for my luck, but I'm sorry that if you guys didn't pull him, I'm sorry, man, because we're absolutely getting boned here. So that is essentially the scandal that is going on. Again, the irony is that I actually managed to pull him in the rare circumstance where you can in that guaranteed slot. So what does this mean for Global Dokkan? Well, stupid shit has happened in the past. If you guys will recall, JP Dokkan several years back on a banner. Again, forgive me, I don't remember right offhand, but there was a unit, there was a JPEG on the summon screen on the banner that was incorrect. It was the wrong, straight up the wrong card was listed. So JP players for this incorrect JPEG image got compensated 300 stones along with every stone they spent on the banner refunded to them. Now, do I think Global is going to get that treatment? I absolutely do not. History would indicate that we would not get that treatment. History would indicate that Global does not get compensated as well as JP. Now Global does get other things that JP does not have. 3+1 discounts and shit like that, like we get, and sometimes they do not. We get the tickets. I mean, like, it's good, right? We get step-ups, we get discounted multis on occasion as well. It's good, right? Like, there are advantages to being on Global, but compensation has never been one of them. So do I think we're going to get all of our stones refunded plus 300? I do not think that's the case. Now, if they were smart, a bare bones minimum solution, they need to refund every last stone that was spent on that banner because it was false advertising to the highest degree. It just straight up was, man. UI Goku, the STR God Goku, his SSR version, is all over this celebration, man. He, again, the most coveted unit on Global. And you can only pull him in one slot? That's absurd. One slot of one step. That, again, that's a big problem. So what I personally think, what would make it right in my book, bare bones minimum, is you refund every stone spent. And at a maximum, sure, you can give out 300 stones. I don't think they're going to do anything quite that extravagant. But I think that if you also left 100 stones as a sorry, we fucked up and we'll do it better next time. Again, for people who spend money on this game, I mean, guys, you're spending your hard-earned money on this game. I mean, and they lied to us. They lied to you. Everyone who spent money on this banner, they lied to you. They told you that you could pull the best unit on Global in any single one of the slots, and they lied. And they need to own their mistake, or you need to spend your money elsewhere. I mean, I just threatened. I mean, if you guys follow me on Twitter, maybe you saw, but I've been threatening to go to Legends just permanently, man. Legends just dropped the best banner in gacha history. 3 guaranteed, you know, obviously you still have to spend CC on it, but 3 guaranteed Legends Limited, which essentially is the equivalent of an LR. Actually, they're harder to pull than LRs. They have a 0.25% rate to pull. So essentially, like, that's really bad. That's almost half the rate of an LR. Usually an LR on Dokkan has a 0.4% chance to be pulled. That's just like on a single summon, right? Like, that's how they calculate those summon rates. A Dokkan Festival is 0.7, right? So you guys can see how you can kind of extrapolate that over a multi. Okay, there's another LR, by the way. LR Full Power Frieza is rainbowed now. That's obviously a very good pull. And this is the LR guaranteed step, I believe. So I was a little shocked when I pulled another Baby Vegeta. That's a very good pull for me. He's been sitting at 55% since the 4-year anniversary, so that's pretty damn good, right? I will take it. So anyway, guys, the other option in that it wasn't a mistake, there is one other circumstance that could come to surface, and I hope that it doesn't. Maybe some of the, you know, Kawais and the data miners of the world can maybe shed some light on it. I'm not entirely sure. But the other option is that they did it intentionally, hoping that no one would notice. You know, lest we forget, I don't want any of you to, if you guys are not aware, I don't want you to forget. Remember that Global Dokkan on their 1-year anniversary lowered the rates of the main featured unit in STR Gogeta. It just so happened to be the best goddamn unit that the game had ever seen by like a mile. Like, he was easily the best unit in the game. He had this crazy leader skill for the time where he was the original like rainbow leader, where he was giving all units attack plus 3,000, which I know sounds like crap now, but which it is. But at the time, it was really busted. They intentionally lowered the rates, and honestly, they got off easy. You guys should, hit up Nolar on Twitter or something and ask him about his global Dokkan experience trying to pull STR Gogeta. I mean, this man probably remortgaged his house to try to pull STR Gogeta and never pulled him because they intentionally lowered the rates. So to think that a big company is not above something intentional like this is not accurate. It happens all the time, unfortunately, and I love Dokkan, but if it comes out somehow, some way that this was intentional, I'm going to have to go elsewhere because this is an absolute ripoff, dude. And it might not seem like a big deal, but you just have to keep in mind, like, they advertised UI Goku. They advertised him. You can pull him in any slot. It's a bigger deal, I think, than a lot of... I think a good amount of the community is making a big deal out of it, as they should be. But for those of you who just are like, yeah, whatever, that's Bandai for you, it's like, no, dude, that's false advertising. And they should be held with their feet to the fire. They are a big corporation, and they can spare that. We hit top grossing. You want to know what they should do with our top grossing stones that we hit in France? You want to know what they should do? They should also refund us all of our stones that we spent and then drop an extra 100 in the box and say, have fun summoning for Frieza. We're sorry we fucked up. We won't do it again. And if we do, we're going to make it right. That's what I think they should do, in my humble opinion. So guys, as we wrap up this video, let me know what you think. There's another Gogeta. I'll take that. That's an Elder Kai. But let me know what you think they should do for their error. And hopefully it was an error and it was not intentional. I am going to go with error, but I've run out of time. That was the video, and I will catch you in the next one later.